Scott Keppel. I own Scott's Training Systems. We're a team of fitness and nutrition coaches based out of Chandler, Arizona that have clients across the nation. We help individuals not only with their workouts, with nutrition, but also with mindset. We do that again in person, online, at homes, corporations, whatever we can do to help. We've had our own brick and mortar for going on 16 years now. Initially started when I moved here from Ohio at a corporate gym. We then left there, went into our garage. We were there for a few months, then we opened up our first brick and mortar, which was in Tempe. It was about 800 square feet. Fast forward to now, we're in Chandler, we have about 4,100 square feet. In between that time, we've had a location in Mesa, we had one in Scottsdale, all smaller ones, and we just decided to have one big space instead of 3 smaller ones. So I ended up in fitness, we go way back to being a kid from Ohio and just always playing football, one time being bullied, and so I took to strength training a little more. Playing sports, I wanted to be the best athlete that I could, so I did strength training. That took me into college. The college I went to was a smaller Division I or Division III school rather. We had less than 1,000 students, so we didn't have exercise, science, or kinesiology as a major. I majored in business and communications, but always had a passion for fitness and would write up workouts, work in the workout facility there, help with our police department. I got injured working out, had to get taken out of the weight room in a mobilizer. So then that started me changing my workout and really making it more personal for myself. Other athletes saw that and said, hey, I have an injury, can you help me? Because our coaches at that time really didn't have some of the knowledge some of the coaches do now, where it was basically if you play this sport, this is the workout. So that's how I started with that. In Ohio, I was working for a rental car company and just realized I had more to give and wanted to contribute more. And so a friend and I talked and decided that we wanted to move. I said if I found a place to live and a job, I would. I went into Valley Total Fitness at the time, got hired that day, found a place to live the next, gave my 2 weeks notice and moved out to Arizona. For me, it's just knowing that God gave me the gift to empower people, to educate people, to encourage them, and this is my platform to be able to do that. And so not only my clients, but knowing that we're able to provide a facility where coaches that are like-minded can come, and I can then hopefully help them to have the financial freedom that they wish as well. We do have a few coaches that come in and they have their own clientele. They don't really take any clients from me, and they rent the facility. We have other coaches that will take some of my overflow because we're fortunate enough, we've built up a bigger name than maybe an individual coach may have. And so we use that name in our platform to help build their business as well. As far as for a coach, what sets us apart from a big box gym, which there's many great things that they offer as well too. However, there's some constraints that they have, just anything with corporate America, right? There's pros and cons. You work in a big box gym, you don't have to do as much necessarily putting yourself out there because they have a sales team and they have all the marketing, they have everything, and so they're able to kind of hand feed you people, and because of that then you're capped out on the amount of money you can make. As it relates to clients, having a smaller facility, it does a few things. One, you don't have to join and have a membership fee to be here. Again, let's say I worked at Big Box Gym A, you want to work out with me, well now you have to join that gym, you have to pay those memberships, you have to do all that, you have a sales team, you have all of this, and you're like, really I just want to deal with you, I really don't want everything else. So that's one of the separate things that separate us. Another thing here is we don't have an open membership, so anytime someone comes in, they are with a coach. So that individual and is working just as hard as you are to achieve their goals. Sometimes you can go into a gym and there's some people there that are there for maybe different reasons. They're there to maybe try and find that next date or whatever it may be, or they're not respectful of the equipment, they're not respectful of one another, and that's unfortunate. When we have the type of facility we do, we're able to control that much more. And again, whether it's someone that's here looking to lose weight, gain weight, do a pageant, recover from breast cancer, recover from this, just wants to overall be fit, everyone here is all working towards being the best version of themselves. When I first started, people were primarily doing one-on-one training, or you went to classes. There wasn't really these other gyms that have popped up that do a lot of HIIT workouts and things like that. It was the big box gyms, or someone came to your home for the most part. Now there are boutiques on virtually every corner, from people specializing in sports performance to aesthetics to weight loss to HIIT workouts to whatever. So it's great because it's just bringing more to the population, because unfortunately our population is still over half obese or overweight. What I've seen as far as training goes as well too is there's just more information now, again, with all these different platforms online, coaches. It's easier for us to learn and to gain more knowledge, and then to bring that to our clients as well too, where before, right, it was all textbooks and very limited resources. So coaches now are able to educate themselves better and able to bring that to you, the public. Now, the other thing I'm seeing too is before it was all in person. Now and we do this as well too, we have an app and we're able to send workouts to people across the nation, or even here in Arizona that maybe don't live around the corner, or just because of kids or time constraints or whatever, can't get into the gym but still want that personal coaching. So those are some things that we never had as well. We're very fortunate at this time to be able to have these resources to provide information, whether that's through social media, whether that's through an app, whether that's through Zoom or FaceTime or Facebook Live or whatever, but to show people what they could do with whatever they have access to. As it relates to the fitness world, a couple things for someone to think about if they're looking to open one, right? So if you're looking to open one, is you may look and see like, hey, I work for this place and they get all this money and I only get paid X amount of money, and so if I leave, I get all of it. You're right, you do, 100%. But you also have to look at, you need to rent a space, you need to buy the equipment. So these are some things that I sometimes didn't think about. It's like, okay, I know I can afford the lease, but then, okay, what's the electric look like? What does the phone look like? What does, now that I have no equipment, let's say, and I need to buy equipment, I need to take a loan, what does that loan payment look like? What does insurance look like? How do I get new clients? Because if I was in a big box gym and they were sending me people, now how amongst all the noise do people hear my message versus that of those who have more money to put into the marketing? So those are some things that I would strongly encourage you to take into. Not that you shouldn't by any means. I mean, obviously I did it. I'm all about people chasing their dream, and for sure doing that. Are you ready to take that on? And it's no longer just you being able to share what you love to do with people. You now have these other, maybe you have a team underneath you too to help pay the bills, so now you're managing and you're not just coaching. So sometimes that growth can take away your true passion, unless your true passion is truly to help as many people as you can and help other coaches. Over the years, I've made many, I want to call it mistakes. I've created many learning opportunities for myself. So we've outsourced cleaning, and it's worked well at times and not so well at times, because again, there's another cost that you need to take into account. But then if I do it, my time is worth money as well too. So, and we've had people come in that have done a great job, and other people that, I look and see and they're not doing it, and so now I'm managing against something else. So So we've done that. We've had, I do have a bookkeeper. I would say for me, the area I'm not as strong at as others is numbers and the bookkeeping. It's one thing for many of us fitness professionals. We don't like to discuss cost. We don't like to discuss payment because we truly want to serve. But we need to be compensated for that. And many of us struggle with that and struggle with the billing. So I do outsource that. So right now the things I outsource is I outsource my bookkeeping, supplements. Some people say, hey, why don't you white label and do your own? But then I have all this supplements on stock, and now I'm more of for me, I feel like a salesman of that versus a sale of what I know I'm really great at. The one thing I try and emphasize, so Mark Versagen, he owns Exos, it used to be Athletes Performance. I like how he basically states, find that one or two things that you can do exceptionally well and excel at those. I think oftentimes as business owners, people, because you realize the overhead and you're like, oh my gosh, like how am I gonna do this? And next thing you know, you start trying to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And it's good to diversify, but sometimes it waters down too much of what you're truly good at. So for us, we know what I would say, studio for studio, trainer for trainer, coach for coach across the world excel at, and that is empowering, educating, and really elevating people. So that's what we focus on. Anyone looking to start any type of business, I would write down why and really take some time to answer that question as to why do you want to start whatever business that is. Because it's very easy to say, well, I want to start this because I think it would be a great idea, or people told me you're so good at doing this, you should always do that. Okay, but why? Then I would ask who. A couple reasons for who. Who are you trying to serve with whatever business it has? Who is your end user, your customer, your client, whatever that is, your patient? Who is that person? And who do you have to help you along this journey? Whether that's financially, whether that's emotionally, whether that's with the outsourcing, because you can't do it alone. There's no way. So you need to know who you have in your corner and who you're trying to serve. And then the other thing I would tell people to look at is where. Where are you going to do it? Because location matters. We are in, it's not easy to find us. We don't have frontage. And so for many places that would start up, if you don't have the clients already coming in, that's going to be hard to build. We were fortunate because we had already been in business and we moved. So we did that. But you might say, well, I want to be on the street corner. Okay, well, that's going to cost more money. And those are just the things to think about. There's so much people like hoarding their information and not wanting to share and feeling like everyone's competition. There's enough to go around, whether that's you're a restaurant, you're a bar, you're a hair salon, you're a personal training studio, you're whatever. Like reach out to those that are in your industry and see what they're doing and how you can all come together to truly help people. The other thing I would say to those that are looking to open their own business is look at your demographic and look at where they shop, where do they eat, what do they watch, what do they do, instead of just like what is your industry doing, right? Look and see. So for instance, like we focus a lot with a lot of women that are in their 30s and 40s. So where do they shop? A lot of the clients that we have are going to shop at, say, Nordstrom's versus Walmart. Nothing wrong with either one. But what is it about Nordstrom's that brings them in where they're spending a little bit more money? What kind of marketing, what kind of colors? So look at all of those things when you go to design your own thing. So know your message and know what your people are looking to hear.